Hi, how are you? This is Josh. The sun is right in my face. This is going to be interesting. I'm here to talk to you about the movie Mickey 17. I'm a little late with my review, but I did want to say a couple of words about it. I was a little bit cautious heading into this movie, the new movie from Bong Joon-ho. I like his movies. He has a real strong authorial voice, to say the least, and his movies are always interesting. I like some more than others, but the reason I was a little trepidatious was twofold. Number one, he just won an Oscar. This is him coming off. This is his follow-up film to Parasite. And when someone wins an Oscar and has a big pop like that, there's always the possibility that they are going to trip on themselves, or not. Like that. Oscars can sometimes throw careers off in weird ways. Or the feeling that you need to create increasingly important works of art. Or whatever, or just not knowing what to say now that you feel like everybody's looking at you. That was one reason. The other reason was just the material. It looked great. It looked like a fun time, crazy sci-fi stuff with Robert Pattinson just, making bold choices yet again. And but the marketing was slick and made it look really good, but marketing can make a lot of things look really good. And we just kind of live in the time of things being overhyped and then not living up to it. And the early buzz from critics as well was that this was a bit convoluted, that it was too long, that it was too silly. And so I was like, all right, let's see what this is about. And I had a great time. I love this movie. This movie is really good. It's really crazy. It's really stupid. And it's really fun. And talk about somebody not letting an Oscar go to their head. It's Bong Joon-ho. This is a sci-fi, dark comedy, action, whatever it is, about a world where, Earth is increasingly uninhabitable. We're reaching out into the cosmos to try and colonize other worlds. Practices that are illegal on Earth, such as cloning, are, the lines are blurred a little bit when you're in space. And so Robert Pattinson plays a dude named Mickey who has to get away from some loan shark gangster types to which he owes money, him and his friend Steven Yeun. And they want to get off the planet as quick as they can. Steven Yeun finds a job as a pilot or a security officer or some such on this expedition, but not reading the paperwork closely enough, Mickey signs up to be an expendable. And this is someone who will be basically the parakeet in the coal mines. And they've taken a record of his DNA and his memories so that they can print him out, literally print him out in a janky 3D printer, and re-inject his memories again as many times as they need to. And this story is about how Mickey 17 is thought to be lost, is not lost, comes back and encounters Mickey 18, and then hijinks ensue. There is also Mark Ruffalo and Toni Collette playing a couple of lunatic leaders of this expedition, cult leaders, religious leaders, political leaders. Some of the critics are faulting this movie and Ruffalo's character's kind of too on the nose Trumpiness. And yes, he is a failed politician, failing upwards, with a cult following of people wearing red hats who would justify anything that he does and follow him anywhere. But there's a lot of other stuff going on as well. There's a weird kind of religious aspect to it. There is just also, he's kind of a techie, bro-y guy. There's a lot of different elements to it that, again, none of it's very subtle, but they're having a lot of fun. And this is Bong Joon-ho. He just has his themes and he has his interests, and they show up in his movies and they're here. But mostly we have this insane performance from Robert Pattinson, which is kind of based on Steve Buscemi from Fargo. He's kind of talking just like that character. And there's other influences as well, but he's just playing a kind of a really raggedy character, playing two different versions of this character, who find themselves in conflict. Naomi Ackie is here as a security officer who is one of his only good friends in this weird little expedition. And there's a lot going on, and there's alien species, and there's colonization, and there's politics, and there's cloning, and there's devices, and there's bombs, and it's just a lot of fun. It is a mess. It is a bit convoluted, but I was on board for the whole thing. I bought into it. I really also appreciated how This is not Bong Joon-ho's first English language movie. He made Snowpiercer, but despite the fact that he, his native language is not English, there's a lot of like subtlety and nuance and humor here that is not lost in translation, that works very well. I think some of that may be attributed to Pattinson in kind of working, doing some improv and some touch up and some things like that. But I don't know, this was a movie that worked for me. It's crazy, it's funny, it's maybe got a few too many things going on, but I thought that they were all fun. So there's kind of, it is too on the nose, the business about, environmentalism and politics and that kind of stuff. It's all kind of, it's a lot of material that and ground that Bong Joon-ho has tread previously. But I just really admired the goofiness of this. It's confident yet goofy. It could have been, when you kind of mash up tones and vibes, you can sometimes just do nothing and you can just be useless. But I thought this was successful. I like the design of this kind of like lived in, dirty, janky sci-fi universe. There's a little bit of like, I think it was actually a lot of like Empire Strikes Back kind of vibes. They're on a snowy planet, and some of the uniforms and headgear that people wear seem to me to be evoking that specifically. And that's all I guess I want to say, is that Mickey 17 is a fun time. I'm glad Bong Joon-ho is still at it. I'm glad he's not like stymied by winning an Oscar, and I can't wait to see more crazy movies from him. Thank you so much for watching. I'll be back soon with more reviews and riffs and other good times, and I'll talk to you then. Josh out. Goodbye.